So this is just going to be my little opinion video on the Tier 2 cruisers, including the refit. So, without further ado, let's start off with one of the most iconic ships in Star Trek, the Constitution refit. Simply put, I mean, we've got it. I think they redid this a while back. They try and every now and then they'll redo ships that appeared to try and make them more true to how they were on the show. So this was tried to be more true to Kirk's Enterprise, but I'm pretty sure it had a lighter color scheme. I don't remember. I need to go back and watch those again. But one thing first off, I'll start pointing out the things that are not similar simply because of game mechanics. You got your weapons hardpoints, which the original Enterprise did not actually have, but I mean, you've got one there, the four I pointed out in front, two right there, one right there. But I think you also have one here and here. But I mean, they're there for the mechanics of the game, so they do make sense. However, the weapons on the show, or should I say movies, since the refit was actually only in the movies, the torpedo launchers are accurate. I think that's a hard point that the game put in. If I remember right, the weapons on the show actually came out of beam banks located on the few sides of that dish, or the dome right there. And then, actually, I believe there was some that came from right there, so those, while not actually on the original model, are accurate. First, you got your shuttle bay right here. The nacelles were swapped out from the cylindrical ones for more streamlined ones. The deflector dish was made into a recessed rather than more of a satellite dish that looked like it would snap if you breathed on it. The neck and the pylons were swapped out from being cylindrical as well to more angular, but the problem with these are they always look like they're going to snap easily. In fact, in Wrath of Khan, the nice hit like right in here practically crippled the ship. You got the main bridge, which was designed to be, believe it or not, unplugged and have a new one put in depending on mission profiles. Another thing that wasn't on the original, I don't think it had the phaser arrays, but that had to be added due to, you know, pretty much every Starfleet ship in the 24th and 25th century used phaser arrays. And I've got it at a weird angle now. Anyway, moving on to the Excalibur-Class, it's a bit more angular. Like the saucer is not quite as round, but it's still, I mean, it's still round, but not as round. It's kind of more pointed, like somebody took it and pulled it a little bit. The neck is somewhat thicker, but I still feel like it's going to be crippling. The torpedo launchers, of course, and then the inset deflector dish. It got a little bit of a lip right here, just kind of flattens out, like the hull decided, I don't want to go all the way back. That doesn't look like a shuttle bay. Heck, I'm not even sure where the shuttle bay is on this one. They're usually pretty good at adding all the details, but some of these ships just seem to be missing like shuttle bays. And I mean, I've played with these ships before and I've read them on the wiki before, but I don't refresh my memory before coming in, so these can be as raw as possible from somebody who's actually already seen and messed around with them. The field grill doesn't go all the way back on this one, and the nacelles are actually a little narrower, like top to bottom. Plus, they have the Sarg collectors. Then you got the torpedo launchers. Don't really see the phaser arrays on this one, unless that's right there. But that one, I mean, there's one right there and one right there. Then I think those are some right there. But, I mean, I do like how accurate they try and be with these. Moving on to the Vesper, it looks like it's more of a cross between the Constitution and the Excelsior, in a way that the Ambassador was a stepping stone between the Excelsior and the Galaxy that the writers and producers and whom have you just wanted to use it as an illustration of the progression of Starfleet. The nacelles are a clear reference to the Excelsior, having the field grill go all the way back, and so is the secondary hull, having the cutout right there, which, I mean, kind of makes sense to me and kind of doesn't. It's like, that's just wasted space. The saucer is kind of more in line with the Constitution. It's more round, you can see right here. I wish I could show you the Excelsior right along these, but that game just doesn't allow that. Let's see, where's the registry on that? Most of these ships usually have the registry in at least a couple places. There's another. Usually on the secondary part. I don't seem to see it on here. Huh. But one neat thing going back to the refit before I go to the Exeter is whenever they refit it, they took the engineering in the Kirks in the original Enterprise used to be up in the saucer. When they refit it, they moved it down here to be more with the now vertical warp core. And the warp core needs to be, they decided to put it a little closer to the nacelle, which frankly makes sense. I've never been able to figure out what this little dome right here is. I mean, I'm not complaining that it's there, but I think it's a sensor dome. I could be wrong. I think I've pointed it out on previous videos, but I'm pretty sure it's a sensor dome along with like some of right here. And the Exeter actually has it as well. But the Exeter looks like it's a cross between, even though I'm pretty sure this came out before JJ's Star Trek, it looks like it's a cross between the Excelsior, JJ's Constitution, and the refit. You've got the white of the JJ's, kind of like the rounder nacelles that are a hybrid between JJ and the Excelsior. You've got the hull, which seems to be more from the Excelsior-Class, and hey, there's the shuttle bay. Because yeah, if you look here, it's not quite as cut out. This one, is that really a cutout or a shutout? But yeah, I mean, you got the cutout that's kind of, and heck, the Ambassador has that too, if I remember right. The neck is still thin. You've got the two little torpedo launchers there. Then there's the deflector dish. The bridge right here. I mean, I kind of like the aesthetic of this one more because I'm personally more next generation on. I mean, original series was alright, but considering when I grew up, I mostly grew up watching the Next Generation, so that said that what you see first tends to be burned into your mind as the original and the better one. That's why when you tend to hear a cover of a song, you tend to prefer the original version, unless in my case you hear sometimes the cover first, in which case you prefer that first. So my personal example is Margaritaville. I like Alan Jackson's version better than Jimmy Buffett's. Now don't get me wrong, I like Jimmy Buffett's, but I'm just used to Alan Jackson's. But anyway, that little ramble aside, I kind of like the design aesthetic of this, and it just feels more modern. Like, I feel like if they had the budget to make a ship for the original series, it would have been this. If they made the original series now, this would be more in line. Either that, or let's see here, maybe even the Excalibur. Like one of the, I feel like the Vesper is still too close to the refit for them to, but I definitely feel like if they had to remake it now, or if they made it now, it'd be more in line with this. Anyway, so those are my opinions on the ships. This next month's will be the Tier 1 light cruisers, the Miranda and its two sisters, followed by the following month will be the other Tier 1s that you can use, except for the Kumari, if I remember right, and the Steam Runner, because I do not own those and I don't feel like spending $5 just to make a video on it. I do own the Oberth, the NX, and the Constitution, so those will probably be a pretty short video since they're not really variants to talk about. I'll probably slap them all into the same video. Since they recently added the NX refit, if it'll let me look at it when I'm looking at the NX, I will include that. So feel free to vote. I've still got the poll going, and it will go until I am ready to make the videos. I am aware there's a typo in the name of the poll, but whichever ship has the highest votes will get done first. Second highest will get done second. Right now, at the time of making this video, I only have 2 votes, and they're both on the science, I believe. I really appreciate at least 1 vote on something else, so I actually have an order rather than a coin flip. So yeah, feel free to check out my other videos. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you whenever I do my live stream next month. Probably the first Wednesday of next month.